Battles shaped the course of civilizations, redrawing maps, toppling empires, and forging new eras. These 10 clashes, spanning centuries and continents, stand as pivotal moments that altered history's trajectory. From ancient fields to modern fronts, each battle's outcome reverberated far beyond its time, influencing culture, politics, and power. Let's do the countdown of the top 10 most important battles in history, each a turning point that defined our world. 10. Battle of Marathon, 490 BCE. Kicking off our countdown, the Battle of Marathon saw a vastly outnumbered Athenian force repel the Persian Empire's invasion. In 490 BCE, King Darius I sent 25,000 troops to crush Greece, landing at Marathon's plains. The Athenians, with just 10,000 hoplites and no cavalry, faced grim odds. Yet, under Miltiades' bold leadership, they executed a daring double envelopment, charging the Persian center and crushing their flanks. Around 6,400 Persians fell, compared to 192 Athenians. This victory preserved Greek city-states' independence, safeguarding the cradle of democracy. The battle also birthed the marathon race, inspired by a runner's dash to announce victory. Its legacy is the survival of Western thought, a spark that still burns in modern democracies. 9. Battle of Salamis, 480 BCE. At number 9, the Battle of Salamis was a naval masterstroke that saved Greece from Persian conquest. After Marathon, Xerxes invaded with a massive army and fleet in 480 BCE, aiming to crush Athens. Themistocles, Athens' cunning strategist, lured the Persian navy, over 1,200 ships, into the narrow straits of Salamis. The Greeks, with 370 triremes, used the confined waters to neutralize Persia's numerical edge. Swift Greek ships rammed and sank over 300 Persian vessels, while Xerxes watched helplessly from shore. The defeat crippled Persia's supply lines, forcing a retreat. Salamis preserved Athenian democracy and culture, ensuring Greece's influence on Western civilization. 8. Battle of Gaugamela, 331 BCE. Charging into number 8 is the Battle of Gaugamela, where Alexander the Great toppled the Persian Empire. In 331 BCE, Alexander faced Darius III's army, possibly 100,000 strong, with war chariots and cavalry near modern-day Iraq. With just 47,000 Macedonians, Alexander's genius shone. He used a feigned retreat to lure Persian forces out of position, then led a cavalry charge straight at Darius, who fled. The Persian army collapsed, losing tens of thousands. Gaugamela handed Alexander Persia's heartland, spreading Hellenistic culture from Greece to India. The battle demonstrated the power of mobility and audacity, influencing military tactics for centuries. Alexander's victory at Gaugamela wasn't just conquest, it was a cultural revolution. 7. Battle of Cannae, 216 BCE. At number 7, the Battle of Cannae remains a tactical masterpiece that nearly broke Rome. In 216 BCE, during the Second Punic War, Hannibal Barca faced 86,000 Roman troops with 50,000 Carthaginians in southern Italy. Hannibal's genius was his double envelopment. He weakened his center, luring Romans in, then surrounded them with cavalry and infantry. The result was catastrophic. 70,000 Romans slaughtered in hours, Rome's worst defeat. Hannibal's tactics, studied in military academies today, showcase the power of maneuver over brute force. Though Carthage ultimately lost the war, Cannae forced Rome to adapt, strengthening its legions and paving the way for its empire. 6. Battle of Tours, 732 CE. Midway through our countdown, the Battle of Tours halted a tidal wave of conquest. In 732 CE, Abdul Rahman al-Ghafiqi's Umayyad forces, expanding Islam into Europe, clashed with Frankish leader Charles Martel near Tours, France. The Muslim army, around 20,000–30,000, relied on fast cavalry, while Martel's 15,000–20,000 infantry formed a disciplined shield wall. After days of skirmishes, Martel's forces repelled a cavalry charge, killing Abdul Rahman and shattering Umayyad cohesion. The Franks' victory stopped Islamic expansion north of Spain, preserving Christian Europe's cultural and religious identity. Martel's stand earned him the nickname the Hammer, and his lineage led to Charlemagne's empire. Tours was a clash of civilizations, its outcome shaping the West's destiny. 5. Battle of Hastings, 1066 CE. At number 5, the Battle of Hastings reshaped England forever. On October 14, 1066, William the Conqueror's 7,000 Normans faced King Harold II's 7,000 Anglo-Saxons near Hastings. Harold's army, exhausted from a recent victory, held a hilltop shield wall. William's feigned retreats lured Saxons into pursuit, breaking their formation. An arrow struck Harold, possibly in the eye, and Norman forces routed the English, killing thousands. William's victory established Norman rule, transforming England's language, laws, and feudal system. Hastings wasn't just a conquest, it was the birth of a New England. 4. Siege of Constantinople, 1453 CE. Storming into number 4 is the Siege of Constantinople, a death knell for the Middle Ages. In 1453, Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II, with 80,000 troops and massive cannons, besieged the Byzantine capital, defended by 7,000 under Constantine I. For 7 weeks, Ottoman artillery pounded the city's ancient walls, while Byzantine defenders held firm. Mehmed's final assault on May 29th overwhelmed the city, ending the 100-year Byzantine Empire. The siege showcased gunpowder's dominance, heralding modern warfare. Its fall was a hinge of history, bridging eras. 3. Battle of Yorktown, 1781 CE. Cracking the top 3 is the Battle of Yorktown, the climax of the American Revolution. In 1781, General George Washington and French allies, totaling 17,000, besieged 9,000 British troops under Lord Cornwallis in Yorktown, Virginia. French naval victory at Chesapeake Bay cut off British reinforcements, trapping Cornwallis. After weeks of artillery bombardment and tightening trenches, Cornwallis surrendered on October 19th, losing 8,000 men. Yorktown's outcome secured American independence, birthing a nation founded on democratic ideals. The United States' rise reshaped global politics, inspiring revolutions worldwide. The battle demonstrated the power of Allied strategy and naval supremacy, lessons that echoed in later conflicts. Yorktown wasn't just a victory, it was the dawn of a new world order. 2. Battle of Stalingrad, 1942-43 CE. Runner-up at number 2 is the Battle of Stalingrad, World War II's bloodiest turning point. From August 1942 to February 1943, Nazi Germany's 6th Army, 300,000 strong, clashed with Soviet defenders in Stalingrad, USSR. Hitler sought the city for its symbolic and strategic value, but Soviet General Georgy Zhukov's tenacity turned it into a meat grinder. Urban warfare, street by street, house by house, cost millions of lives. Soviet counterattacks encircled the Germans, trapping 250,000 in a frozen hell. By February, 91,000 surrendered, with 1.2 million total casualties. Stalingrad broke Nazi momentum, paving the way for Soviet advances to Berlin. It showcased industrial warfare's brutality and the power of resilience. 1. Battle of Midway, 1942 CE. Topping our countdown is the Battle of Midway, a naval triumph that flipped the Pacific War. In June 1942, Japan aimed to crush U.S. naval power at Midway Atoll, deploying 4 carriers and 250 planes. U.S. codebreakers, led by Joseph Rochefort, ambushed Admiral Yamamoto's fleet with 3 carriers and 360 planes. American dive bombers sank 4 Japanese carriers in minutes, losing 1 carrier themselves. Midway shifted momentum to the Allies, leading to Japan's defeat. Midway wasn't just a battle, it was the Pacific's turning point, securing a free world. These battles, from Marathon to Midway, didn't just decide wars, they sculpted history. They preserved democracies, toppled empires, and birthed nations. If you found this video informative, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more content. Thank you.